like advice, but I know this life just ain't for everybody. I done heard too many times you can't get rich with no knowledge.
What's up, guys? We're back. I think it's like the 17th of June. I have a Rubik's Cube in my hand, a little different. But I guess today's topic is, and I was just brainstorming like things to come up with, and just like what I've been going through is like, do you really want the success? And I think if we all ask ourselves that in a lot of different aspects of our lives, we don't really want it. Like, you're like, oh, I want to have this amount of money to do this thing, but you don't really want it. A lot of the times it, like, you fear actually like what it's going to take for you to get that amount of money or that amount of success, and you self-sabotage and you just never end up achieving that, and you give up. You fucking give up. That just makes me cringe. The fact of just giving up on my goal of having a successful advertising agency, no fucking way. Like, I'm doing this. Like, it's happening. And I guess the determining factor for me right now is like actually having clients. And what's stopping me from doing that? Truthfully, nothing. But I guess like the things I need to focus in on are my sales skills. So that's getting better at cold calling and getting over like that fear and that hump, putting together a more concrete script and going into each like call of like, what is my objective of this call? Is it to book, to sell them right on the spot for the service that I'm offering, or is it to book a demo call? Like, having those specifics and having that little bit of detail into like what I'm doing makes a hell of a difference. And what else? Like, getting better at email, like writing email copy. Like, I've never really liked or enjoyed writing that much, but I know that's a factor and a hump that could potentially get me from not getting as many clients as I would want, and therefore like being successful in my agency. So it's like getting over the hump of doing email script and email copy, writing emails like every day, every second day. And the biggest thing for me is like working on my skill, because a lot of the times, like, I think the reason why we don't want to go after what we say we want in our lives is because we don't feel worthy enough. We don't feel like we actually have the skill in what we're doing. So I work at an advertising agency. I have my own advertising agency, and I work for an advertising agency. And I do social advertising on Facebook, TikTok, Snapchat, like all the social platforms, and I'm doing like search advertising as well. And the reason why like I chose to have the job specifically is because it's giving me the skill, giving me the knowledge to like go out there and like have my own advertising agency on the side, because I realized like for myself personally, I didn't have like the discipline or the want to go out there and like learn advertising, because you could go out there and learn it yourself. You could go out and on Facebook and literally advertise $10 a day, but I just was not doing that. And it's been this like forever like evolving journey of me finding out the reasons why I don't want to do that. And part of it's like not having enough money, part of it's like the fear of like generally not knowing what I'm doing. Because at my advertising agency right now, I have like the structure that they've given me. I have like the structure of, I want to run this campaign in a specific way. But with my own advertising agency, it's like there is no structure. It's like you create your own structure that you want to have, but that's where you can do marketing research. And there's so many other marketing agencies in my niche, which is moving companies right now, where I could search the best moving company agencies and just see how they've modeled their agencies, and just like get inspired from them. So it's like I don't have to reinvent that wheel But yeah, guys, like the reason why I have going back to why I have this Rubik's Cube is because I got inspired by like my girlfriend's cousin. She was like, oh, like, can you show me how to do the Rubik's Cube? And I'm like, I do not know how to do this, but I'm like, the next time I see you, I'll know how to do it. And I bought this Rubik's Cube, I think 5 days ago on Sunday. I got it on Sunday. Started like playing around with it on Monday for an hour. Watched videos for like an hour and a half, like nonstop, just fiddling around with it. Then got better and better. And then by the next day, I think it took me like another hour just to complete the Rubik's Cube. So what is that? 2 hours of time invested in something. And I was just like looking at different videos, like finding the different details about Rubik's Cubes. Like right here, so on a Rubik's Cube, there's 1, 2, 3. It's a cube, but the middle pieces, they don't move. Like they don't move on the axis. They like always stay in the middle. So like little details like that I found out about in the videos just got me better at solving the Rubik's Cube faster. But now I can literally solve it within 3 minutes. I think my goal time was like 3 minutes and 42 seconds. But it's like I took that time and that dedication and I just like stuck to it. And it's just like a symbol of like what I can do in general in my life. If you sit down and repeatedly like stick to a task, you'll eventually get there. And you don't have to believe me. Like a lot of people, like anyone who's watching this, you know that's a fact. But it's just whether you're gonna reflect on yourself. Because at the end of the day, like my perspective and my view is my view. Like you might not believe what I'm saying. You might not feel like sometimes you're watching someone and you're like, no, that person isn't as confident as they say they are. And you get that feeling, but it's like at the end of the day, that person knows, and that person has to come home to themselves and look themselves in the mirror and actually believe what they're saying. And for me, like a lot of the times I didn't. I was like doing this like delusional confidence, like fake it till you make it mentality. And I think that's it in life. It'll get you to a certain point, but then don't be delusional. Like you can be delusional in like taking those steps, but when you like fail, or like, when you fail, it's up to you to like actually look at what you did and correct those mistakes, because you can't repeat the same action over and over again, because that is called insanity, and you're gonna be in the same like rabbit hole and like chase that you've been after your whole life. So I guess with that being said, go out there and just dedicate yourself to something. Like I'm dedicating myself to having a successful advertising agency, and that means to me at least making 15 grand a month in profit. And to me, a year ago, that sounded crazy, but I know I can do it. And haven't got my first client yet, but we're on the way. And I'm actually putting in the steps. Like I'm actually doing sales calls. I'm actually like emailing potential clients. Whereas before, I couldn't say I was actually doing those things. But yeah, guys, keep going, keep chasing after your vision, and let me know if you can solve a Rubik's Cube, because it's way easier than you would expect. And it literally took me like 2 hours of time. Go out there and you guys can do whatever you truly believe in. But it's staying with that belief. Like I think we all have glimpses of like, oh, I can do this. Especially when you were a kid, you were like, oh, I could do this thing. And then you lose that belief. Like, don't lose that belief. Don't fucking lose that belief. Don't give up. I'm a testament to that. Like I'll give you the figures of like what I'm making now, because for me right now, they're just fucking numbers. Like the numbers of income and like, oh, I make this much money, I make this much money. At the end of the day, they're just like fucking numbers. And you can level up from those numbers. Like there's people that are billionaires and they're literally out here just playing Monopoly with their lives and investing in whatever they want to. They're playing real life Monopoly. So yeah, right now I'm making $65,000 a year. My previous job was $44,000 a year. And to some people that might sound like a lot, but it's, even on that salary, it's so hard to get by with in LA because rent and everything is just so expensive. But I can make a whole nother video about that. Yeah, go out there and just fucking crush it. Like crush it, grab it by the hand. Grab it by the fucking balls and crush it, guys. I know I'm being a little bit vulgar in this one, but I'm gonna bring my personality into these more and just say how I feel, because by me showing that like fuck it attitude, I want to inspire someone out there to just say fuck it and comment if you're gonna try something different, try something new that you never thought you could do. Yeah, I might come back to this video and be like, I did what I said I was gonna do in this video. But yeah, keep going, guys.